Finally think I got it. There we go. Finally had this. Boy, these streams be kicking my butt. So we got some new information on Nancy Guthrie. The family has released more information or another video. I ain't gonna ruin it. We're gonna go through this like we always do. Deep dive on it. Decide what we think. And this is a messed up case right here. 84-year-old kidnapped.
All right, folks, we have a breaking news update in the ongoing search for 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie. That's the mother of NBC's Savannah Guthrie. The family posting a video just moments ago speaking directly to the kidnappers, with Savannah Guthrie saying, quote, "They will pay a ransom." Let's go to News Nation's Brian Enton live in Tucson outside Nancy's home. Brian, this video posting just within the last few minutes.
Let's go, Brian.
Yeah, Savannah Guthrie posting this video to her Instagram account just within the last 15 minutes or so. She's sitting there with her sister and brother, similar to what we saw in the first video. But this time, as you said, she's addressing the kidnapper and saying that they will pay. Listen to this new video.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Yo, her family be looking, maybe they so hurt that they don't even know what to believe. Like, oh my God, this happened to her. Like, they still in shock. I guess that's a possibility, but they be looking crazy. Look, like she had some emotion. She looked like, Savannah looked like she stressed a little bit, like she going through something. The sister or the brother, I should say, just like he like somebody from what's that, the 24, like somebody like Jack Bauer, like somebody that's gonna do something. Like he looked like Equalizer or something. Like he gonna go out there and find his mother, and she just looked like, what does she look like? She looked like she's staring into space, like she knows something. Like, oh my God, I can't believe my husband Tommaso did this. Oh my God, I gotta look. Like she's not even looking at the camera. He's looking at the camera. She's looking at the camera. What is she doing? Can anybody tell me what she's doing?
And we will pay.
So a short video there, Alex, but let me read it to you again.
Oh, he's a military pilot? So that's why he might have that bearing.
Again, what she said, we received your message and we understand. Now, I don't know if she's referring to the new message that came in yesterday to the local TV station here in Tucson, or if there's now another message that has come through that we just don't know about. But she said, we received your message and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay, which this is now the first time that we've heard the family say flat out that they will pay a ransom. A lot of questions I still have. I mean,
I think they should have been paid. Like, how much could they be asking for? Let's say they ask for $1 or $2 million. You tell them you ain't, hey, have $1 or $2 million by Monday, or your mother gets it. You wouldn't have paid that money already? It would have been 24 hours. I'd have been like, yo, give them that. Or maybe the FBI was trying to figure out a way to trace it back. Like, give them the money. We got it now. We got a way to trace them, to trace the Bitcoin.
There already been more communications directly between whoever's been writing these letters and the Guthrie family, or is this sort of a last-ditch effort to open the lines of communication and there's been no communication? We don't know the answers to that, but there's obviously something that prompted Savannah Guthrie to create this new video. And you can see, once again, like the others, at one point it looks like she's looking down to read what she's saying, and that goes back to the fact that the FBI is very much involved in these messages that she's been creating. We've learned they help craft the messages. I mean, it's very deliberate in terms of the words that she chooses. But again, this is the first time that we've heard her or her brother or anyone say that they will actually pay a ransom.
But did they pay? The deadline's been over. So, like, is it just like to buy some time? We need to put out something? Because if you're the kidnappers, you might like, but then, I mean, I guess they would wait, right? Like, you kidnap an 84-year-old woman, you want your money. Like, you need money bad. She can't walk more than 50 yards. So I guess I don't know why. The only people I feel bad for is Savannah and her brother. It's just something about the sister. And I feel so bad. Like, if this turns out that she had nothing to do with it, she ain't no shit. And it wasn't even her husband. And we sitting here, well, I'm sitting here judging this woman. I see a lot of comments like, something with that. And then they still didn't tell us why the child porn PDF file police was at his house collecting data. We ain't get that. We ain't get the results of them searching her car and the mother car that's missing.
Alex?
Right, and by my count, I think it's the third video that either Savannah or Savannah's family have.
Oh, you think she's purposely trying to look pitiful? But why? Why would she try to... Yeah, I think so too. The deadline on Monday is supposed to be like life or death, right? And then Thursday something was supposed to happen. Did it happen? Did they get they asked for the show of life? We want to know she's alive. Did that shit ever happen?
Released on Savannah's Instagram account. This one, heartbreaking to see her looking directly at the camera, essentially speaking to the people that they believe have her mother in their possession. Brian, you mentioned some of the confusion that we have about which note
That's what they said right now, Lena. They said they released the video right here, the new one. This is a new video saying we're going to pay. Just hold up.
And is possibly talking about, we received your message and we want to comply. Can you just remind our viewers a little bit about how that's unfolded, right? The ransom notes, or in essence, the note that has been passed on to various news stations to kind of get people caught up in where we are right now.
Yeah, so there's two notes that we know about. The first one came towards the beginning of the week and went to 2 local TV stations here in Tucson and also to TMZ. And that is the note that made reference to what the FBI called specific facts about the circumstances in the house. One of those things had to do with a floodlight on the outside. The other had to do with the Apple iWatch on the inside. Yeah. And whatever was said in that note led the FBI to believe that it could possibly be credible.
Because remember, TMZ got 2 notes. One they said wasn't credible. The other one is. They still, what's the point of not telling us by now? Like, oh yeah, they knew her Apple Watch was in the refrigerator. Who else would know that? Like, why not tell us exactly what could that do? Like, they're gonna be like, oh, I don't know. Anybody know? Why would they not tell us? Like, are they just like scrambling, and the FBI, like the sheriff department, fucked this up enough? Everyone. Yeah, you think she wants everyone to feel bad for her? I mean, I think she is destroyed, kinda, right? Like, think about it. You're a multimillionaire. You're a Fox news anchor. You're living in New York. You're waking up every day. Your mother's taken care of. Hopefully your family, whatever. Your bills paid. You're just living life. And then, boom, your 84-year-old mother with a pacemaker is just fucking kidnapped from Tucson, Arizona. And they did get that video from Circle K, but we don't know what's on it. Well, they ain't gonna tell us. And like, how would the killer, like, they went through so much to make this like the perfect fucking crime. Like, get her out, watch them drop her off, take her out the house without that much of a struggle, presumably, even though there was blood everywhere. Broke the floodlight because it gets super dark, so any little light would probably, like, somebody gonna look at that, like, because it's so dark in the area. You do all that and so methodical and send the Bitcoin and send the letter and send the email and they can't trace it and they hide their IP address, but you stop at Circle K? Like, the nearest Circle K too? Like, you ain't drive 100 miles at a Circle K. You go to the fucking Circle K down the street? Yep, Nancy's car was retrieved last night. But the sister Ann's car was also retrieved because her husband was the last person seen with Nancy because he dropped her off after the game night. Yeah, I don't know. I think the FBI know who the suspect is, and they like, either it's more than, like, let's say it's a group, because Tomas, I'm just going to keep saying I think it's him. But the brother-in-law, for example, is in a band. So what if it's like 4 of them and like they got 3 of them or they know 2, but they trying to get all of them. Like they trying to figure out a way to use this money to draw them out. Or like, okay, give them the money, everything's, because they ain't handling cash. Otherwise they'll put a tracer in it with the blue dye or whatever, and boom. But they gotta send money that they can track later, because they still gotta wait for her to be released. They can't just send the money and then go get them. They might kill a lady and try to leave. So they gotta send the money. Say they send the money on Monday. The FBI gotta like wait till they like maybe open the wallet or try to use it and something get triggered, and then they all hit and they're in Mexico. Like they're gonna have to do something and then catch the criminals like in the act after they send that money somehow.
Whatever they were saying led them to believe that they may have actually abducted Nancy and been inside the house. So that was the first note. Then there was the second note that arrived that from what we know of, only went to one local TV station, KOLD in Tucson. And that is the one that came from a different IP address from the first note, but at the same time used the same encryption software, right. We're told. And while we don't know the specifics of that note, we know that there was something in it that connected it back to the first note.
And what's interesting, Brian, what's also unusual is that it's pretty much been clear that if these ransom notes are legitimate, that they don't include any sort of corresponding instructions for the Guthrie family to get in touch with them, which I think is why we're seeing the Guthrie family in Savannah literally posting these on her own Instagram accounts.
And that's smart as hell. Like, the criminals, I hope they get caught and hope this lady alive. But for the criminals to have the wherewithal to, like, any way that we send that we can receive a message from them is also a way that they can dig and trace it, use the breadcrumbs, the internet breadcrumbs, digital breadcrumbs, and trace it back to us. Whether you got to make a use, like, but it's so many ways you can send out something. They can go to a library in different places and send out something, use the internet Wi-Fi from this place or that place. Like, it's so many things they can do. That is so smart. Like, nah, why we have a conversation, it almost make them more serious. Like, we're not effing around. We ain't calling, and this ain't a movie. Hey, I want this. No, you can't have that. No, we want 10 million. You sure about it? We ain't talking to no negotiators. Can't talk to them. The FBI gotta feel like they damn hands is tied behind their back. It's crazy to think like this was planned. This ain't no spur of the moment shit. This was planned out. That's what I think they might get away with it. Somebody said the other day, like, oh, this is like the Lindenberg baby. I'm like, this might be like the crime of the century, change everything with Bitcoin. You see Bitcoin drop 50%? I don't know why, but it might be something like this. Might be like a earth-shattering case that we remember in history. What happened to Nancy Guthrie? Like that would be crazy. I don't know how Savannah could even come back from that. Like, if your mama died, how do you even? Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't know why they said that she want to look pitiful. It's somebody greedy too, I guess. But I think it's somebody she know. It's no way that this is just a random occurrence or just like, I thought it like a meth head in Tucson or something. Like Arizona is full of meth heads. Like somebody she met or just know, a groundskeeper, the pool boy or whatever. But nah, this ain't that type of, nah.
Look, we're open to paying.
Thank you for watching.
God damn, Chris Como always scaring the shit out of me.
Floor, which is the majority. I want you to take a look. They care about us pay for our mother back. But I want you to take a look at this video and pay close attention. Rewind it if you have to, but we will go over it after I play it. The body language, specifically in the face, of all 3 of the people on camera, while Savannah is delivering this message to the kidnappers. Something just feels off.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
Now, first, let's start with Savannah Guthrie, because honestly, in my opinion, on all accounts, I think she is the most authentic and genuine that there is when it comes to everything she's saying and feeling about this. So let me just point something out to you. This is all based on not only my experience in 10 years in prison, being in a very confined space with lots of inmates where you always have to threat assess and assess whether someone is lying or being.
That's crazy for him. Look, you could never look at it. Jesus, look, you'll never know a person passed off their present. That's crazy anyway.
Genuine or truthful or inauthentic. And just everything I've learned on top of spending most of 2024 as well as all of 2025 taking multiple courses and getting certified in body language analysis.
We received your message and we understand. We beg you now.
Already you can see, and she continues doing this the entire time she's talking almost, just this rapid blinking of her eyes, rapid eye blinking, which is usually indicating they're under a lot of stress, thinking about what they're saying. As they're saying it, it's something that really causes them a lot of stress and anxiety, just overall a nonverbal cue of discomfort, which makes total sense here for her.
To return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
Now, see, when she says that sentence specifically, she's doing a pretty rapid side-to-side head shake, followed by a downward tilt of the head and looking down. And usually what that means is there's a severe disappointment in just what is being said, who it's being said to, and almost an unwillingness to even look at or address this other person.
Well, if she about to pay a couple million out to some dickheads who took her mama, wouldn't you be disappointed? She making $5 million a year, but still, what if they ask for 10? That's a lot of money. I'd be disappointed too.
Which also totally makes sense, and I could absolutely see why she feels that way.
We received your message.
Somebody went, it looked like one of them went to the salon and spa. I don't know, for the women out there, they look like they've been going to the salon and spa. I mean, she's a news lady, right? So she might have a little bit, like, have her team there. Like, I got to go on TV. I got to post this. So they might still be aware of that type of thing.
And we understand.
Now, you see already, Cameron Guthrie, he's the older brother of the siblings, all these siblings here, 2 sisters and a brother. Big brother looks like a pretty, for his age, fit, capable, in shape guy. And
somebody said he's a military pilot.
Look at the contrast of these 3 expressions. I see bravery and the willingness to speak out, as well as concern and even a little fear on Savannah Guthrie's face. We look at Annie Guthrie. Honestly, we'll get to her in a little bit. But you look at him, my goodness, there is no BS behind that expression. He's not happy about this. He's not happy about what's happened to his mother. He's not happy about what his sister is going through. He's holding her hand.
What I say, he looked like Liam Neeson. Like, he's a man with a specific set of skills, and he want to, whoever did this, he want to snap they fucking neck. Like, this ain't like this is like, if he knew the person, like, he might want to reach over to Ann and say, "Where's your goddamn husband?" Like, he hearing all this stuff too, and the speculation.
He's at direct eye contact with this camera lens. Just to start off, this is the first 1 second of the video. There is contempt, and that is, in my opinion, having been around a lot of men in prison who exhibit the capability of protecting and defending either themselves or just something or someone they care about. That is the look of a man who is angry that he is not able to do something about this, because he absolutely would. And I know all the men out there watching recognize that. Look at that. Look at that.
What did I just say? I'm telling you.
Look at him. That man is ready, and he just...
I don't even want to look at him in the eyes. Like, it's hard. Like, that's like... You sneeze, he goes, what you say? What you say? You're like, oh, shit.
Needs any avenue to go down. And that's just in the first second. Let's keep watching.
Your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return.
see this unchanging, it just a few blinks, but just unchanging expression. He has a lot of thoughts in the back of his mind that are very different from these two girls right here.
Our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
And you see the long extension of him just kind of closing his eyes / just looking down.
They all got their eyes closed on that sentence. That's crazy, right? Maybe that's just some brother and sister thing. I don't see how y'all saying that she's milking it. How can you, like, something so devastating happen, it be so public that the president of the United States got to say something about it, and you think she milk it? How could you? I don't know if you could possibly milk it. Like, that's maybe it's just the wording. Like, I don't know. How could you do too much? Like, let's say she's not in it, right? Nobody thinks Savannah is a part of this plan or any way or know anything. Her life was interrupted by this. How? If anything, she probably feel guilty for not paying a $100 Ring doorbell subscription.
Usually people close their eyes when they say or hear something they don't like or makes them uncomfortable. And in this case, I think it's most likely that we hear the please. There's almost...
Yeah, I think the sister is wearing some type of lipstick or blush or something.
Almost a submission
you call it.
To the kidnappers with this whole ransom situation for their mother back. And him and his mind, it eats him up, because this is not a man who wants to submit, but this is a man who understands that that may just have to be necessary. Because ultimately what matters is getting mom home safe. But it's not his ideal scenario. He would love to know who you are and where you're at, and he'd love to come over there and get her back himself and do whatever needs to be done to you. And he's just closing his eyes and looking down, and just, man, I know it is just eating at him that they're even having to make this video.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
And you see that slow, I don't know if you caught it right at the end. She said, and we will pay. But when she says that, if you focus on him while she says we will pay, he does just ever so slightly, just the smallest nod. He just goes, never changing his expression the entire video, which that is a man who acknowledges that his ego, his pride, his masculinity, and what he wants to do and how he wants to handle this situation. He recognizes that he is to an extent powerless, as much as he doesn't want to be. And I feel for him, and I understand that. But he does recognize, all that set to the side. The smartest thing to do is whatever has to be done that we can all be in agreement on, in order to hopefully get Nancy Guthrie back safely and alive.
That's all that matters.
And so that is a man who is very reluctant to have to make this video, but nevertheless, he cares for his mother and his siblings so much that here's my nod of yes. It's giving off. They have spoken about this at length in private, and probably weighed many factors and gone over many scenarios and possibilities and theories, and decided this is what we need to do. And okay, here I am agreeing. But are y'all saying TJ and Angie that, like, she wasn't supposed to, like, brush her hair or try to look presentable, or like, okay, I got a child, I got a husband, let me try to get on with my day and try to have some sense of normality, like, with everything that's going on, like, control. Like, a lot of times something goes wrong like this, people like to try to control whatever they can control, whatever's in their peer view. So the hair, the lips is in their peer view. I don't think she went to no salon and they ain't wearing no nails, I don't think. But Savannah does look like she just woke up, but she's the rich one, so you don't expect her to come on. Like, she's aware of that. She probably got 15 other people from Fox News behind her. Like, okay, wear this, wear that. The sister don't. She just waking up every day, doing what she normally do, lips chapped, whatever. I'm not happy about it. And finally, let's take a look, rewatch this, keep an eye on Annie Guthrie.
We received your message, and we understand.
Already, there's just There's just something, I mean, even just the hand holding from this clearly angried, helpless feeling, but wanting to do what he can, big brother holding his sister's hand. And then what is this? The hand with her sister, Annie. What is this? And look how close. That's another thing. Look how close her, Savannah Guthrie and her brother are positioned. They are very close, very comforted, very.
She just must, maybe she left-handed or something, because I thought that in the first video, the sister and the brother is switched positions. And I was like, the brother's sitting there, he ain't holding nobody's hand. But Savannah and Annie was holding hands. So now it's like the opposite. But she was holding the sister hand the same way. So I just think maybe they just sat down in different spots.
Like, we're in this together. I have you, you have me. And then look at this degree of separation with Annie. And I understand, I'm not one of those people who wants to get carried away with analyzing every little thing and turning it into something just ridiculous, some conspiracy. But look at this separation compared to the closeness of the brother and Savannah.
The brother-in-law did it, right? You're not saying that the brother did it, right? I don't think nobody thinks that.
And then almost the entire time, you can watch this clip back as many times as you want. I urge you to, and pay attention. I would say for 90% of the time of this little 20-second clip, Annie's eyes are closed and she is separated a bit too much from her sister, who seems very genuine. And then this handhold is almost... Wait. Whoa. Am I tripping?
What?
I feel like I'm, whoa. Do y'all see this? Hang on. Whoa. Oh my God. Let me, hang on. I need to zoom in because there's no way. There's no way.
Does she have a fist?
That has to be, okay. I'm zooming in. Okay. I don't know. You see, look right here at the hand. There's like a nub, the fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 6. I am assuming, yeah. Okay. I'm assuming that's all right. Let me zoom out. That threw me off a little bit. Again, I'm not a hyper conspiracy theorist. Let me readjust this video.
What are you gonna say? It was AI?
To an appropriate size. Yeah, no, that threw me off. I'm guessing that's over here to the left is the thumb of Annie Guthrie. I was about to say, is this an AI photo? Why are there 6 fingers? But anyway, sorry to get off topic.
This image real quick. Let me see.
Let
me zoom in on them.
Let's just keep the video going. Let's keep it going.
We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will.
When she's not looking down at the floor, which is the majority of the time, she just looks directly into the camera. And there's no frown, there's no smile, there's no wrinkle of the brow. There's just nothing. It's just a straight mouth expression. There's nothing. Yeah,
she's not holding her sister's hand. Her sister like this, and she just wrapped around it like this, which you can't really read into. She ain't supposed to be gripping either. She's not really holding the brother hand either. The brother's holding her. If the brother let go, that hand slips out.
And I can't come out here and say, oh, Annie's got something to do with it or she knows, but I think we can agree, and I will feel awful if this turns out to be not true, but I think we can agree it's just suspicious and it's very odd, her behavior, all things considered. Something is just off here. And, you take everything else into consideration. I mean, they kidnapped a woman, and the 84-year-old woman, she's got a pacemaker. It disconnected. They didn't get her medication. Tommaso, her husband, Tommaso Ciano is the last one to see her.
And it's like, where is he? Why isn't he here? Maybe they just decided it's going to be family because Savannah's husband's not there, right? I believe she's married. Or maybe the brother, like maybe it's just family. But I'm like, you think he would have said something, but unless the FBI said, no, don't say nothing. Don't shut your mouth.
He's a guy who is very much into dark, heavy metal. He wants to be a heavy metal rock artist. And then the guy who got arrested is not far from them for sending a fake ransom text to their personal cell phone numbers. Don't know how you got those. And this guy has only, the fake ransom note guy has.
Barbara, what do you think is a hoax? They look exhausted at this point. Exactly. But some people think, TJ and them think that she's milking the kidnapping of is it an adult napping? Is it still a kidnapping? Is an 84-year-old woman a silver napping? I don't know. How could it be a hoax? Help me understand.
Only uploaded 2 videos to the internet ever in his life, and both of those videos are centered around the fact that he also makes heavy metal, rock, dark music. And in one of these videos on YouTube, which I showed you in my previous, not my last video, but the video before that, he's sitting in a room playing this music with a blow-up doll with a gag in its mouth behind him. It's just so weird. Mm-hmm. It's just so weird. And
you didn't catch that. He's talking about the guy who they said the fake Bitcoin letter asking for money, where he said, I was just trying to see if I can get something. I didn't do it for real. That guy is a heavy metal artist with no other social media. The brother-in-law, Tomas, is also a heavy metal rocker with no other social media but making music. And then they text Tommaso. He texts Tommaso. How did he get his number? So Tommaso had to go to the police and be like, oh my God, look, somebody just asked for Bitcoin. It seems like it's a ploy to get the FBI to look away, but I'm sure somebody said, how the hell did they get your number? Is he a public figure? Like, not an email or whatever, your phone number, like, or maybe they just so sophisticated and sending and hiding their IP address and the Bitcoin this and that they like somehow got his number. Or maybe they got his number from the mom. Maybe the mom remembered his number because they're the closest to her. So maybe he was the running her errands, taking her place to place. Maybe she remembered his number.
And there's just this stone face expression on her, which you could argue there's a stone face expression on this man, the brother. Yeah, but I think we can all agree that it's easy to decipher the difference. I mean, I see a stone-faced expression on him, but it comes with emotion. I see this, I'm not even going to say stone-faced, just this.
Wait, what body? Ain't no body. She's saying we will pay. I mean, she's not paying for a body. If they thought that this lady was dead or had some was she not paying? And like, I don't even know why they came out and made this. Like, we're gonna pay. Like, you still got time, so why? Like, okay, we know you're gonna pay. Just send the money. Why you? Like, are you hoping that we reach back out? Maybe she hoped that they reach back out again so the FBI could try to track them again. Like, are they trying to get a reaction from them? But I feel like this video was more for us and the public. Like, oh, we're gonna pay. Don't worry. Than for the ransom people.
This neutral, a lack of expression that comes with no emotion or almost feigned emotion. And again, if this turns out to be completely wrong, I'm sorry and I will apologize, but something's just eating at me in my gut. Something's not right. Let's watch a little more.
Peace. This is very valuable to us, and we will pay. We received your
I don't know. I'm not getting it. And I mean, this is the same woman. You're living with your husband who he was suspected at one time, allegedly, because he was the last one to drop off Nancy Guthrie at her home.
Who's Amy? Somebody said that's not Annie, that's Amy. She only got 2 siblings. Annie and what is his name? I had it, Cameron or something? Cameron. Who's Annie?
And then just as early as last night, 3 police cars full of officers stormed your house. You and I guess they call him Thomas, but his real name's Tommaso. They stormed your house, and we don't know what they did or what the purpose was. They haven't released that. But it's just something just don't feel right. But there's your body language analysis. I hope you enjoyed it, or I hope it, what they think about the sorters, specific, just like Brian Enton. Brian Enton was like probably one of the first ones, maybe not the first, but as far as what I saw on social media days ago, I mean, he seemed to be like maybe the first one to just go in there, trample all on the crime scene. He's walking all over the property. He's filming the blood drops in the driveway. He's leaving footprints. Maybe he's touching stuff, maybe not. I don't know what all he did. And on camera and off camera, he's all over the property. And I'm sure he's not the only one who did. And just like this expert said, man, you just let all these journalists come infect the crime scene and just trample all over all this evidence. And it's crazy. These people.
The instructions to find them. Okay, listen. Let's say these are no shit playing criminals. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. They took this old lady. There's no video. There is no trace of them. There ain't no evidence, ain't no fingerprints, ain't no blood, only her blood. They took them. So for all we know, there's no connection. Now they figured out a way. This ain't 1960. They ain't no, drop off $2 million in a black duffel bag and all $20 bills untraceable. No. Ain't nobody doing that and picking up that much money. You know how much millions weigh in a black duffel bag probably? They're not doing that. They did it perfectly. And then they send a note. They ain't on the telephone calling. We all seen the video or the movies. They call in, okay, the kidnappers calling. Okay, shh, everybody quiet. Okay, go ahead. Try to keep them on the phone for at least a minute and a half so we can trace the number. If they call these people, they caught. They're going to be using Elon, Starlink and shit. They're going to trace it back and triangulate and telephone towers. You can't do that. They did exactly what they're supposed to do. They sent different emails from different locations, different IP addresses. All they confirmed was that they used the same software to basically hide with their location. So they're like, oh, it's probably the same people. Like the FBI don't even know which letters were real and which ones aren't because it's not like a signature on them. They send in letters like, no, we ain't talking. Thursday have it. Or Thursday's the deadline and Monday's the deadline. Whatever. Maybe we don't know yet, but they said something like, oh, y'all think we playing? You asking for proof of life? Wait till Thursday deadline pass when you get that finger in the mail. That's your proof. Ask them to go test it, and they're going to say that's a fresh finger. That finger just left that body less than 24 hours ago. Now you know she's alive, huh? Stop playing with me. Give me my fucking money by Monday. It ain't nothing to talk about. I told you the price. This ain't no negotiation. So maybe because they asked for they send another demand. They got a demand with specific instructions and then send back, we want proof of life first. This ain't no fucking negotiation. I said, give me the money. And so I think that was the plea. Like, okay, let's try to get them out. Let's try to get them. Let's see if they just appearing professional or if they just got lucky. This seemed thought out. Like otherwise, if it was like sloppy people, they'd be like, okay, she ready to send the money. Let's just send the proof of life. What proof of life could they send them that would not help the FBI? Whether it's the background, whether it was whatever device took the camera or whatever. They were like, oh, they took the camera with an old Polaroid Kodak. Okay, who sell those? Oh, they got those at CVS still. Okay, let's check every CVS and Walmart and see who bought the Canon old school Polaroids. And then let's trace them back. Like it ain't no send the money or don't. We're not having a discussion. So this is crazy. So now they probably like, oh shit, maybe we messed up asking for something. Like, let them know we still on track. We're gonna send the money. We're not playing. Maybe her family, because the FBI try to come in there like consultants, like you should do this, that. But if the family want to pay, they could just pay it. So maybe they just like, it's enough of this. It's enough of it. We're not playing this game and political and Trump wants something and a big thing and if you pay, we might not find it. No, my mother's not dying. Pay the fucking ransom. Let them know we're going to pay. Let's just put this video out on social media because they gave us no way of contacting them. What, an email, a phone number, or they try to do some WhatsApp or some signal chat, and the FBI will blow that shit open. The FBI is hoping that these people give them a way to contact them so they could follow it back like breadcrumbs. You wouldn't send a dime if that was your mother? Let's say you worth $40 million. And they've done this so far. It ain't a trace of them. The FBI can't get them with the sheriff's department, with all the resources of the president of the United States. They can't find them. You ain't paying nothing? Maybe if you don't have a good relationship with your mother and you're like, I don't really like that motherfucker anyway. But if you got 40 million, they asking for 2, 3, you ain't paying that? I feel like, so I don't know about that. I don't know about that.
People, they just the day a case breaks, they fly out to wherever it is, and they just get whatever they can get their paws on, and they trample all over the evidence and the blood splatters, and they film it, and they're releasing information. Which maybe, you know what? Maybe it's not a good idea to release that, buddy. Like, are you just trying to get content, or do you want the case to be solved? I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Savannah's in the middle, and it's the sister Annie right here and the brother Cameron. The other video they were switched. This is a recent video. This video just came out today of them saying we will pay. The other video was them requesting proof of life, and her and the sister both had notes, and they both were reading, and they said, "Mom, if you can hear me, we love you." That's what she said, but for the first time.
But it's really wild.
They don't want no 100 million. Hell no. She ain't got 100 million. When you want nobody asking for 100, that's that Chris Tucker. Who you think you got? Chelsea Click? What the fuck? 100 million? Who worth 100 million? No, nah, ain't nobody giving them much. She ain't got 100 million to give. Hey, yeah, let me go get out this loan. What bank gonna give her a loan for 100 million? What person? You can't ask for more than you know the family got.
It's just really a shame how this case has gotten handled, and then everything you see here considered, it is so nothing makes sense. It's all so odd, and honestly, if you want my opinion, I hope I'm wrong, but I highly doubt Nancy is still alive, considering all the medical issues and the fact that there is no proof of life, and there's not even been any instructions on how to make a payment for the ransom in a week. I think whoever did this didn't realize how big this would get. All the media coverage, Donald Trump, the president of the United States, is coming out offering to give reinforcements and deploy special agents. It's being talked about on every news show, and good, but it's everywhere. And that mixed with, I really feel like, I hate to say it, I feel like she may have perished due to unforeseen by the kidnapper medical conditions and circumstances.
I don't see that. I would think that too. Well, somebody, let's hit this. Somebody in the comments said, who that, TJ? Said, I wouldn't do it if I knew my mom was dead. Yeah, you knew she was dead, but they don't know if she's dead. It's like, you got, what is it? Schrodinger's mom, granny. Is she alive or isn't she? We don't know. At least if you got 40 million, you telling me maybe it depends. See, we don't know how much they're asking. Let's just say 2 million. That's not worth getting your mother body back just for the sake of you, your family, 2 million. Out of 40, when you still going, her career gonna grow up after this. Like, she's like gonna be with Nancy Grace. They're gonna be talking about stuff. Like, it's sad, but if you look at it from that point of view, her price going up. Today's price ain't yesterday's price for Nancy's fucking. For Savannah Guthrie. Like $2 million for your mother body. Oh, they can say, okay, well, she dead, but you want her body back. Cool. If you don't, then just live in peace and pray that you know she's dead, and we're gonna burn her. What if they said we're gonna burn her body? She ain't even alive no more. She probably would still pay. Okay, I'll give you $500,000 to send my mother back. Where you getting $100 million from? For her body. See, but we don't know if she's gone. We don't know if it's been a week. If the kidnappers were watching her and they were so methodic and they know she lived alone and stuff, why would they not have the medicine? Or maybe it was just so fast and so quick, they like, just take this old lady, and they didn't know she even had a pacemaker or anything. That's crazy. That, I guess it could. She could have died. She could have died before they even left that house with that blood on the floor. She could have died when they opened her door and was running through, and she seen these masked men or these terrible men picking her up and taking her and making. She could have had a heart attack right there.
And I think they are panicking. Everyone in the nation is talking about this right now, and I think they are crapping their pants.
Let's see what else is out there. What people keep saying about they found the body. Let me see.
And here now is Paul Moore, retired NYPD inspector, Fox News contributor. Paul, I want to play the video released by the Guthrie family again for those who may have missed it. Let's watch.
We received your message, and we understand. We beg you now to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. This is the only way we will have peace.
That is a weird thing, celebrate, so that we can rejoice with her, so that we can love on her and move on as a family. Celebrate? That's like a repass.
This is very valuable to us, and we will pay.
What is your reaction to that latest video?
Yeah, look, I'm just seeing it like everybody else. I just read it. So let's look at it very closely, the way Ted Williams did. I think where it gets most troubling is when you go near the end. So let me just tease it out similar to the way Ted just did. We received your message and we understand. That feels to me like there's something new. And one of the things we've all been talking about is, have they established a protocol to speak to each other? This sounds like they got something that is different from the note, the second note, that none of us were really sure was the same people originating in the same place as the first note that the authorities were taking seriously. Now, one of the points I've been making is that if the second note were from the same people, I think they would have included, once again, the crypto wallet. It's not definite, but that would have very much been a proof that it was the same people, because that's a long, unguessable number. And first of all, it goes to the fact that they want to be paid. So I would think it would have been in the second note, not definitive, but perhaps. This feels to me like it's something new. And therefore, I have to think that they did establish some way to talk to each other, one way or the other. That could be good news for the investigation, because you have something else to work on. Let's go on real quick. We beg you to return our mother to us so that we can celebrate with her. Celebrate what? That feels to me like a euphemism, right? Celebrate her life, something like that. Also, return our mother to us. Let's look at not so much what's being said as what's not being said. If this note had said something like, okay, we're glad we've had a meeting of the minds, let's set up the exchange. Would it not have very, very different verbiage? Would it not have said something like, thank you for getting in touch with us, we're ready to move forward, waiting further instructions, things like that. In fact, I would argue there would be nothing public, right? Further, if there were a good protocol to talk to each other, she wouldn't be making a video.
Yeah.
So she's sending this out for them to hear this, right? And let me just close the loop. This is the only way we can have peace. To me, that is the most troubling line. Peace, not we can't wait to see her, this is great kind of thing. Peace, when do you talk about peace? You talk about peace when you're talking about closure, right? And then finally, this is very valuable to us. Well, of course your mother is valuable to you if she's alive. That, by negative inference, to say she's valuable, to have to say something is valuable, that tells me that it's something you might not normally think has value, and that goes to the idea that we want her. I'm just going to be frank here, man.
Yeah.
You're asking me, I'm telling you. Her body.
Yeah. No,
Right?
and I think a part of that was the next line. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think you paying for your mother body. If I got 40, 50 million and these people want 100 million, you ain't getting, I don't care who you got. They can't give it to you. What the fuck, you want a child? You want 2 children? Who got it? If you got 40 million, they say it's $1 million, she dead, we don't want the 5 million no more. Send us $1 million and we'll give you her body back. Why not? Just for closure. Just for maybe something on her or some information, where they drop her off at, where they leave the body at, like would tell you. I don't know why they would do it, right? If they really smart criminals, if you send the money and she dead, you ain't getting this woman back. But you still got to try. Like, it's for her closure. It's like forgiveness ain't for the other person, it's for you. This ransom, if she's dead, ain't for ain't for the people, ain't for the kidnappers. It's for them, for her family to be able to bury the mother and move on, and not saying, oh my God, I sent my mother to Tucson, Arizona. I'm in New York every day thinking, where is she? Where's her body? Even if she knew her mother dead, she still, every day she gonna wonder, where's her body at? Is it cold? Is it in a dump somewhere? Is it, if it's storming at night, oh my God, where is it? Like, that closure is priceless to some people. I think that all Savannah is asking for at the point, I think the ransom is a hoax. If the rent sister lives in a $600,000 house and she and her husband don't make that much. Yeah, I read that too. And they just bought that recently. But I mean, the mother don't make this money either. Whatever money that gets you this don't make you. So maybe her sister like, hey, I ain't supporting y'all, but how much it is, boom, boom, get a decent mortgage. Okay, y'all can pay that. I don't think that's bad they could have easily afford. I don't know what they do. I heard that he was a teacher or something or in rock, but why not? Like, people afford $600,000. It depends on what they doing. And they didn't live. You know, he worked 2 minutes from her house. They live damn near in the same area, which made me like, damn, why did she catch an Uber to the house in the first place if they live that close? But maybe she just wanted to. Like, oh, I'm coming early. Yeah, Tomas don't get off work. He gonna come pick you up, Mom. Don't worry. No, I'm just gonna catch an Uber right up the street because she couldn't walk.
And I was going to say, the fact that they're saying, and we'll pay.
Exactly.
Well, we'll pay has been there all along.
Exactly.
And the fact that they'll say, so what are you doing now? You're saying, we're going to pay for something that maybe had less value than it had yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait, you saying Savannah grew up in a little, that I guess you call that like a guest house back there now? Like, that's their land and they just move more on it? Yeah, the mom probably could have. I'm sure Savannah might have or popped off her sister. I mean, if they're close, you don't even gotta really be that close. What's $600,000? Oh, we need a $150 for the down payment and stuff, sis. We're gonna pay you back. No problem. I got you. Hold on. Boom. Go ahead. You and your husband. This is our wedding gift from me and my husband to you. Like, she got 40 million. That's nothing.
So, just as an investigator, I'm telling you, piecing this thing apart. I hope I'm wrong. You know, I think that's clear, but I don't think it's a positive sign.
Paul, I just got one question for you. You alluded to this, that they're communicating back to whoever has her mother with an Instagram post as opposed to through some sort of channel that's established. I would imagine they're speaking with law enforcement and coordinating this with them. Would you say the same thing, basically, that law enforcement supports them?
They live 10 minutes away? And he worked like 2, right? Something like that.
Putting this video out there this way?
Oh, 100%. We all know that when they did the first initial response, that we saw law enforcement going in with a ring light. And in fact, you know, when I got that report, I was asked, what do you think? And my first blush was, okay, they're going in with a camera and lighting. Maybe they're going to film a search warrant here so that if they get some incriminating evidence or something, they can demonstrate how they got it. You do things like that. You film locations. But when I heard a ring light, well, we all know what a ring light is, right? That's what people use to make selfies, and, you know, they put the videos on TikTok and all of that. So when I heard that, I began to think, all right, social media, and that was, in fact, the FBI going there, and they did confirm that they were there when that first video was made. I don't know about the second one that Cameron made after the first deadline passed, but certainly the first one, they were there. And at the press conference, they pretty much confirmed that. So let me go yes on that, Joey.
And Paul, I guess we'll also remember here that the next deadline that was previously established was to come on Monday at some point. I don't believe that there was a time period. But of course, today is Saturday, 1 week set that Nancy Guthrie has been missing. You know, so 2 days out from that next deadline, does that help you understand? You know, you walked through the possible interpretations of this last message. Does that add, you know, any, to me, I feel like maybe that's some more optimism. It's before the last deadline that they're still communicating and offering, you know, trying to set up some type of indication that they're willing to pay.
Yeah, I mean, let's hope so, certainly. And I could be wrong. It's just so cryptically worded. And you're not going to, if it looked like, okay, we got a message, we've had a proof of life, you're not going to be cryptic. You know, it's going to be real direct. You know, the only thing that she really says that is really sort of straightforward is we will pay. But that's been there all along, I would argue. So, you know, I hope I'm not taking the wrong messages away from that, because we all hope that she's alive. But this feels to me like they got some new piece of information where almost as if they said something like this, an accident occurred. This didn't go the way we expected. Yeah. You know, we know she had a heart condition, right? Something like that. And like you say, we're before the deadline. So would they not be saying things like, you know, before the deadline occurs? And I've heard disparate reporting on the deadline. My understanding is that the best sourcing from the authorities was that it was going to be 5 o'clock again on Monday, Arizona time. And that might be an inference, the Arizona time piece.
I'm about to check where she grew up. So she was born in Melbourne, Australia. They moved to Tucson when she was 2. Her dad died when she was a senior in high school. It don't something see.
But yeah, because we're before the deadline, it would have felt to me more like a negotiation than it does.
Wow. All right, Paul, thank you so much. Please stick around. We always appreciate your insight.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube.
Let's see. Checking my sources. I'm gonna ask Gronk. Bring Gronk over here. Y'all can't see this probably, but I'm gonna read it. It says no, Savannah did not grow up on the footed home with her mother. Oh no. Let me see. No, that's not it. They think I'm talking about a different Savannah. Let me see. Release emotional plea. I don't know why we want to put an R like Guthrie. See, I just did. Yeah, Savannah, along with her siblings, did grow up in the house where her mother, Nancy, was taken. The home in the Catalina Foothills neighborhood near Tucson, a single-story brick house built in 1969, is where the family has lived for over 50 years. Nancy purchased it around 1975, shortly after the family moved from Australia, when Savannah was about 2 to 4 years old, and she raised Savannah, her brother Cameron, and her sister Annie there. Savannah had deep roots in Tucson, attended local schools and University of Arizona. Multiple reports confirm that this is explicitly described in Savannah's childhood home, where she spent most of her upbringing. Yep, she was born in that home. That's crazy. Most people just assume like they bought it because they're rich. I would assume that if you ask me, but
With us now is former FBI Special Agent Nicole Parker. Nicole, thanks for sticking with us this extra hour of the Big Weekend Show with this breaking news. Earlier, you mentioned, just some ideas of what the perpetrators here may be doing, perhaps trying to get more time. What I want to ask you, since you're an FBI Special Agent, is what is it that the FBI brings to the table in this investigation that local law enforcement, state law enforcement, general police efforts and investigators can't do? And is any of that in motion right now?
That's a great question. We love working with our local law enforcement agencies, both local and state. They're phenomenal and they bring a lot to the table. But again, the FBI, they do have very unique resources. And I, again, greatly appreciate that President Trump has said, look, take whatever you need. Every single resource that you need, we will give it to you. And that is powerful because the FBI does have very special techniques, investigative tools, and other things of that sort. So let's start with our CAST, for instance, our cellular analysis support team. They will literally go in and they can tell where a cell phone has been pinging. They can go and look in a certain area and they can tell basically every single person that used a cell phone in that area, and they can then triangulate that, they can track that, and then they can determine where was this person at this exact hour. And so if someone's saying, oh, I wasn't there, well, if you had a cell phone, look, the pings don't lie. They do not lie. And it is a very complex and sophisticated technology. They do an amazing job of it. We have our critical incident response group. That includes all of our hostage rescue team, our SWAT, our behavioral analysis unit. Let me hone in on behavioral analysis unit for a minute. That is one of the divisions that is so crucial in this investigation because of these emails that are coming out. They do a full statement analysis. They will review everything. They will say, okay, they'll sit with the family and they will say, look, this is what we believe that they're saying. These are profilers that have been working these types of investigations. I mean, we're talking hundreds of investigations that have been worked. I work very closely with many of these profilers, and this is how you solve cases. You look at behaviors, you look at patterns. And so a lot of the things that I'm sharing with you are based on things that I personally experienced by looking at different behavioral patterns in the past. Of course, this case is always unique, but when you look at what you've done in the past and how there are a lot of similarities, BAU is outstanding. The other thing,
and all that sophisticated FBI technology is the reason why they ain't giving y'all a way to contact them. And that kind of changes things. Like, this house looked like, I thought like Savannah bought this house for her mother and just like, but they always had it. Then like if she bought this house, then it's like, damn, you bought this big house with your money. I said, little, with all that money you getting, and like you ain't give your mother this security system and that and this. If her mother been there since she was fucking 2 to 4, and they like she probably it didn't even cross her mind probably to like, oh, her mother needs some protection in the house she was in since 1960 something. So I hold back my slack for that.
That they bring to the table are evidence response teams. They're phenomenal. They go in and they reconstruct crime scenes. I believe that they are definitely reconstructing the crime scene, trying to determine what occurred in this instance. And then they're taking all of the technological artifacts and they're piecing them together and they're narrowing in the timeline. So we've talked about, for instance, the Ring doorbell camera or the doorbell camera that stopped working. They're going to take that specific artifact and then they're going to piece it together with, the pacemaker app stopped working. Then they're going to actually piece it together. And one thing that I think the FBI is definitely doing is think about it. This woman had a pacemaker. Our heart rate is extremely important. It's indicative of a state of stress that you might be in. So I wouldn't be shocked if they're taking her pacemaker app and they're looking at her heart rate over the last, let's say, couple weeks and seeing when did it spike? When did it drastically change when she was in a moment of distress? And when that occurred, Who was she with? What was she doing? Again, if this is being brought on, this horrible crime.
So one possible way what people were saying was, our motive was that, like, since like the child protective unit was there at the sister house with the husband, and like they were taking his computer and doing stuff, like maybe he was into some, you know, some PDFs type stuff with kids. Maybe the mother found out about it, and then something happened. Like the sister and him, like, oh my gosh, she knows, she's gonna tell Savannah, we need to stop this. If that's true, then they would have seen her heart rate jump and spike while he was at the house and be like, yo, what was you and your mother talking about that at 7 o'clock her shit just like whoop went up like she fell out of a roller coaster? So I get what she's saying.
Is someone close to her? Was it someone that had been around her in the last week, the last 2 weeks, the last few days prior to her disappearance? Again, they're going to be looking at all of the communications. They're going to be bringing in our CART team, our computer analysis response team. They are phenomenal at taking all of the electronic devices, and they will literally make an image. They will extract all of the information off of it. And people think, oh, you know, I deleted my text messages. Oh, I deleted the email. No. The FBI, they can go in and recover all of that. So again, we're talking CART. We're talking CAST. We're talking CERC. We're talking all of these things are being brought to bear right now.
So, Nicole, thank you for outlining all that. So knowing all that, knowing those capabilities and those possibilities and options, do you think that the FBI, the local police are speaking to the perps through Savannah Guthrie and her family? Or do you think this is more the family saying, listen, this is what we want to do because we need something we need to move this forward?
Right. They want their mom back, right? Yeah. So, again, just similar to the response to the email, the first email, right? They work hand in hand. But at the end of the day, so for instance, a BAU profiler, they would likely be working very closely with the family on the statement analysis and say, hey, look, this is what we suggest that might be good to say in a response based on these behaviors. But at the end of the day, the family calls, they make their own decisions. The FBI can say, and again, I'm not in a position, and nor am I going to comment on paying ransoms. That would be inappropriate based on I just think it's best that the FBI and the professionals, they do this all the time. And so let me just say that the family, at the end of the day, it's their choice. But they do work very, very closely. And I'm sure they're in consultation with law enforcement. And this Guthrie family, Savannah and her siblings, I mean, they want the best outcome possible.
You trust in this FBI under Cash Patel? Like, they want this to drag out, like, so people forget about Epstein and all the other things and the Clintons and Trump and every, like, they like, we ain't playing no games. And Savannah has seen this probably 1,000 times on other people, like never her, but she's seen these go out and probably like, we can't trust these people. Like, they don't know what they doing. They telling us, oh, don't pay it, just do this. They're gonna hold on to we could do this and we could trace this. She probably like, nah. And people, and y'all ask, why would Nancy, the mom, pay for her sister or her daughter and her son-in-law? Why not? Maybe, why not pay for the house? Especially, think Savannah is always in New York. She's worried about her mom. So, okay, hey, sis, I want you to move closer to mom. So you there if she needs you. You're like, you're less than 20 minutes away, less than 10 minutes away if y'all hauling ass. Okay, sis, you know mom and them live in Catalina Foothills. That's like upper suburbs in Tucson. Like, I can't afford that on my salary. Oh, don't worry about it, sis. We got you. We're going to do this and make sure your mortgage is good and whatever, close to whatever you paying now for rent or what at your house, and we got it. I know people. I'm sure Savannah know people. Hey, I'll buy the property. I'm the landowner, whatever. Y'all pay me the mortgage or whatever, but don't worry about it if you can't. Like, that's y'all wouldn't do that for your family or something? You have $40 million and like one of y'all's like agree, like, okay, y'all going, like, Tomas is going to be responsible for our mom's every beck and call. Like, I feel like that's a compromise for them.
And they're doing everything in their power to bring their mom home alive. That is the goal, and that is what they want. And so I know for a fact that they are listening very closely to law enforcement, but it has to be made very clear that the FBI will never come in and say, you must do this, you must say this, you have to do this next. It's ultimately up to the family. But again, the FBI's job, their job, is to protect the American people and to do everything that they can to protect the American people. That is their
and the content of both.
We are ready to talk.
See, this is the other video that somebody was talking about where they were different. This is the first video where they said we are ready to talk and asking for proof of life, where the sister got the note and she got the note.
However, we live in a world where voices and images are easily manipulated. We need to know, without a doubt, that she is alive and that you have her. We want to hear from you, and we are ready to listen.
Whoever is out there holding our mother, we want to hear from you. We haven't heard anything directly. We need you to reach out, and we need a way to communicate with you so we can move forward. But first, we have to know that you have our mom. We want to talk to you, and we are waiting for contact.
See, this is where I think they were playing the FBI games. Like, okay, we need to get them out. Like, we're gonna give you the money, but we need a way to contact you. No, the FBI would love that. What, they gave us a number? What, they gave us an encrypted email that they think that we can't trace back? Yeah, boy, we about to fry them. No, like, this was like, look, he don't even want to make this video. He like, all right, they telling me to make this video, but fuck, I guess. And they didn't want to make that video. That's probably why they had the pieces of paper. The FBI like say this verbatim, blah 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 blah. And now it's like, okay, they called our bluff. We pulled out the little joker. They pulled out the big joker. It's over. They got that book. Let's just move on. Let's try to pay them the money and end this shit.
Nicole, does anything stand out to you in terms of the difference between these two videos and the one that, of course, was just released this evening?
In this one that was released this evening, I did not hear a requirement of proof for life. I did not hear that.
Yeah, they ain't gonna know. Somebody said, why didn't they have Nancy in her handwriting write a small note that she's still alive? Just a few words. Okay, it's not the words. Now how we get them this note? Somebody take them the note? Do we risk dropping it off at a location we think there's no cameras watching us and now they catch us? Do we who dropped the note off? Now are we sure that nobody put their fingerprints on this? Who goes to the store and buys the envelope to put this note in? Or is it a new notebook you're going to buy for this? Or is it so they could trace it back and like, or is it an old notebook that might have your fingerprints on that page? Who used the pen? That's like too complicated. Right now, the kidnappers have the upper hand. They're in complete control, which as a criminal you would want to be. It could only work in the FBI's favor and against the criminals if they establish a way for them to reach back. The FBI would be on, their whole purpose would be to retrace these breadcrumbs and see how we could get this back. There's no pro for the kidnappers to contact them again or to give them the way to contact them when they don't want to be contacted. There's no way unless you got a fucking homing pigeon that could go back, and then you can't even risk that. He might have like a piece of fur or something on him that, or something that like, oh, this tree that the bird had on, like this feather or this piece of saguaro cactus only grows in a certain region. Mm-mm. Let me see. Nah, there's no reason. Freezing. Why are we freezing, guys? I don't think there's much more info. Let's see. These videos don't want to play. Maybe it's time to end the stream. Listen. So let's just go over what we know. This lady's still missing. I guess all y'all think she's dead. Yeah, she didn't have a subscription. She had a Nest Cam. We all call it a Ring Cam because that's the biggest company, but it was a Nest Cam. I also think Ann knows her husband's involved. I don't think she did it. I think maybe it was the spirit of the moment. Now she's like, well, we in this. We in this thing together, and we rocking it out. No way she knows. I mean, no way she knows beforehand.
For more
now, there we go. No way she knows beforehand, I think.
Now on these breaking developments in the search for Nancy Guthrie, let's bring in Chad Ayres, former armed robbery investigator and a former SWAT assistant leader. Chad, thank you for being here, first of all. And I know that you have some thoughts on the video which has brought us all together tonight, the breaking news here. So before we talk, I just want to play that video of Savannah Guthrie one more time for our viewers. Here's Savannah.
We received your message.
So, Chad, what in particular strikes you about that Instagram published video message?
Sorry, I seen it. I don't know. I just think she just let it lapse. Maybe they always had a ring. Maybe she just got it and wanted something and they didn't pay it. Like, it's something you could easily forget about. Or maybe the brother was in charge and the sister was in charge of like her bills and making sure stuff is paid and keeping her stuff balanced because she was getting older and making sure this was paid and that was paid on time. And the brother knew he wanted to kidnap her and he stopped paying. That'd be a question I would ask the FBI if I was a reporter. Like, do y'all know when the subscription was canceled? Did they ever have a subscription? Because it'd be weird if a week before the subscription just suddenly stopped being paid.
Well, Jonathan, if we compare it to all the other videos that we've seen so far, this is the first time that the whole family, all the siblings, are holding hands together. You know, on the initial video with Savannah, her and Annie, you could kind of see they were holding hands, but the brother kind of stood to the side, and he gave his message. Today, they are all holding hands, and you actually can see several times during this this message that Annie is actually grimacing. You actually see her close her eyes and almost, holding back the tears. I kind of agree with what Nicole Parker was saying earlier. I believe it was Nicole that said, personally, I don't think this is a good video. I think that they possibly got some bad information. And again, who knows? Listen, everything's still out there. Any outcome could happen.
It's a weird video. Like, wow. Like, if y'all gonna pay, just pay. Why put out another video? Like, they already gave you a deadline. It's a weird thing. And yeah, Ring is a camera. Yeah, I have a Ring and other things, but anytime you see a doorbell camera, you just say that's a Ring. But there's a bunch of different camera companies that do the same thing as Ring. Ring is a company, but they had a Nest Cam, N-E-S-T, which all these cameras they do see in the dark. Like they have infrared, not infrared, and they could see. Yeah, they could see in the. That was funny. When they could see in the dark, they have that night mode, like a missile or some shit, infrared. But they have it, but they stopped paying the subscription, so it like whatever the time limit, every 12 hours or whatever, at a certain amount of time, it records over what it just recorded. So they send the camera to the company just to see if some way they can dig inside and recover that file that was read over, and they couldn't. But all they did, it has a motion sensor too. She had motion sensors, so it sensed somebody coming near. They got like a thing like it sensed a body, but there is no actual footage of a person, but it sensed a person. The motion detecting sensed the person.
And we are certainly hoping for the best, but this video is completely different. Please bring her home. Please return her. Those keywords kind of keep it, and I'm no behavioral analysis or expert, anything, but just from a law enforcement perspective.
I guess you're correct. Her surveillance system, she didn't pay the subscription, if we're using correct terminology.
That stuck out to me.
And Chad, the approach has been, we saw the first video from the Guthrie family, please give us proof of life. We saw the second video just from Cameron Guthrie saying, we need to hear from you, we need to see our mom. Tonight, very different. No request for a proof of life, simply a promise, we will pay and please return her to us. Is there anything we could or should read into that? And I do not want to characterize what the Guthrie family might be going through, what they might know here, but what it seemed a different tone, Chad.
Yeah, I agree. And again, I'm no expert on the behavioral aspect of this. I just see, like you said, like everyone else is seeing, it's a different tone. What was in the new letter that came today or the message that was delivered to the family today? You know, questions that I have, and I think over the next, 24 hours, we are going to see if we see a change in law enforcement. Are they going somewhere else? Are they starting searching more of the desert area that they feel like there could be a grave or a body disposed of? Jonathan, no one's really reported, and I did want to ask you, what is it like on the outside of the neighborhood? Are there exterior searches being done? Are helicopters just maintaining around that main scene? Or are they kind of out and about, kind of in that desert area?
Yeah, Chad, those are all very good points, and thank you for being with us. And to answer a couple of those questions for our viewers, we are not seeing around Tucson a lot of searching going on. We've seen some door knocking in Annie Guthrie, the other sister's neighborhood. We've seen, obviously, the activity at the Nancy Guthrie house. They're
in the sister neighborhood asking for stuff, too.
No, because we have seen surveillance video that FBI agents have turned up at a couple of gas stations looking at their surveillance video, for instance. But we have not seen, this is a huge area, obviously, around Tucson, huge desert area. We have not actually seen huge search teams out there. The significance of that, maybe, Chad, you have some thoughts on that. Is it significant that we are not at least aware of huge grid searches going on?
Yeah, I mean, it tells me that the Bureau and the local agency really believes that Nancy's still alive. Because I feel like if they felt like this was
there's only two types you're gonna have. One, where you paying a subscription, because the rings and the nets, some of them, you can't put like a micro SD card in there. You have some you can, where you don't got to pay for nothing. It gets stored right on that micro SD. So if you don't pay, they allow you to, for 24 hours, we're going to keep this stuff, and it's going to re-record over it if no incident happened. But if you're paying, all of that goes to the cloud for however amount you're paying for. They could have opened it up and seen it. So I feel like whoever did this and like her doorbells were destroyed. Her cameras were destroyed. So they knew where the cameras was already. They were complete. Well, actually, Nancy Grace and them reported that it was destroyed. The sheriff, yeah, we heard that too. We don't know where they got it from. And they're like, was it destroyed or just not working? They're like, no, I wonder. We wonder that too. It's like they don't answer the question. So we don't know if they were destroyed or just taken off. But they don't have them, but they don't know. It was like that one camera. I wish I had it. They had a camera in the back, and she had like a camera on the ground. The Nest camera, the motion sensor. But it's weird. They destroyed, they knew where everything was. They knew where all her surveillance and security was. The floodlight in the back, they knew it was there. They hit it down. It's weird.
A search mission or a body recovery mission, we would have, BORTAC or local authorities, search and rescue, cadaver dogs, canvassing all around this area. So for that not to be taking place, that tells me that they still, have hope. And whatever these messages are, and look, we are going to, at some point, the American people are going to pretty much know the details of these ransom notes, I believe. But that tells me that they are still holding on to hope. Yeah. And the Bureau, seems to believe they are legit, that Nancy's still alive.
Chad Ayers, great to have you with us tonight. Thank you so much.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox.
I haven't seen no dogs. No doubt. Let me see. Look. Look at this. 139. See if y'all can see this. You got all these Nest bundles here. This is like their Alexa 8-piece security setup. You got the keypad, control at your fingertips. What you get in this? You get one base station, one motion detector, one key fob, 3 entry sensors, the things that you open your door, go beep, 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 beep. One keypad, so you can enter when you're coming home to cut off your sensor. One glass breaker, so if somebody break your glass, it listens for that frequency of glass breaking. And you can even add a outside camera. 139. Listen, people, and you can pay monthly. Is it crazy?
Break.
And you can get that cheaper if you're looking. If this case make you like, okay, we need some security. Go to Amazon and find you some cameras, even used ones, Ring cameras. Don't go to the Ring site or the Nest site and pay for the camera. They're gonna kill you. Tapo is good too. TAPO. It's the one we use. Get you a bunch of cameras, put it on your door, put it on the back door, put cameras inside your house. Boom, you good. Pay a little subscription under $20 a month. You can find it. You can even go on Facebook Marketplace and find used Ring cameras and things like that. Get it, reprogram it, download the app. Boom. Let me see. They charged this guy that faked the ransom, right? Yo, this is the fastest time they got. This man sent a fake letter for a ransom, and then within 2 days he in court already. That's crazy.
A Hawthorne man accused of contacting Nancy Guthrie's family regarding that ransom note we told you about yesterday. He appeared in court today. Derek
Oh, she's so little. She's 5'4". Oh, damn.
Layla facing federal charges. Fox 11's Nick Garcia live in Santa Ana with that story. Nick.
Yeah, if I would use a trail cam. If I lived where they lived in the foothills and got all that vegetation outside, and I feel like somebody watching me, I would definitely have trail cams or something that could alert me in a moment. I don't care if it's a squirrel. I'm gonna have stuff around my house that say hey, you might want to look outside your window. Something. I just don't trust being when it turned dark, they're in their pool and stuff, partying. I feel like somebody's watching me. That feeling like in a police interrogation room, there's a glass there that somebody watching you, but you can't see them. That's how I feel to me.
Right, Phil. Well, Derek Colella appeared in court today, did not enter a plea, but was appearing related to those charges, accusing him of demanding ransom without identifying himself and also using a telecommunications device with the intent to abuse, threaten, or harass a person. Take a look at these courtroom sketches now that show Derek Colella dressed in black, appearing before Judge Karen Scott this afternoon. His legs were shackled. Colella is accused of texting Annie Guthrie, that's the sister of Savannah Guthrie, about the ransom. Prosecutors are not accused.
How did she get Annie Guthrie's number? I thought he texted the brother. How did she text Annie? Did her husband, Tommaso, give it to him? How the hell did he get her number?
Accusing Colella of playing any kind of physical role in the actual kidnapping of Nancy, but rather asking about that money. Colella has been linked to illegal schemes in the past. He's a former Los Angeles County employee who's accused of stealing a total of $430,000 in unemployment benefits along with 12 other county employees. Now, the judge will allow him to be released on a $20,000 bond, but that release is tied to a lot of conditions. He has to agree to not make any contact with the alleged victims tied to his case, and his texts, calls, and online activity will be monitored. Now, this is separate, again, from the actual ransom note sent to TV stations and TMZ as well that could be real, according to investigators. TMZ talked with our Gigi Graciette earlier about that note.
It seemed like whoever is behind it, writing this note, that they know what they're talking about. That like you said, it is constructed well. It does start with that note about Nancy being safe and that she is scared.
Now, the federal government was arguing against his release, saying that he could be at risk of obstructing or threatening witnesses tied to this investigation. The judge allowing his release anyway, of course, tied to those parameters and several others. His next court date is next Thursday in a Tucson courtroom.
That's so weird. That's so weird that he's not involved, but he would play in games like that. Oh, search warrant. What? So let's just go back. So let's just catch up real quick. I'll go back to the live.
Warrant? Oh, I just saw flashes inside the house. Dude, I just saw pictures.
Why would they need a search warrant?
Was that your flash? Did you see the flash?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's flashes. There's flashes inside the house. They're taking pictures. Dude, I just saw flashes.
This is outside of their home.
Do it.
They staking out Nancy's home.
Dude, I keep seeing flashes of light inside that house with the lights off. Maybe that's why they're doing it at night. Something's going down in here. They're taking pictures.
You okay?
Hey, it's Austin.
I see the live, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
If you're hearing any other like search warrants being done or somewhere, but remember, some of the media outlets were reporting that authorities were going into the sheriff's office today with a map. Now, I wonder if that's connected or any way, and if it's a map, do they already determine where they have an idea where Nancy could be, maybe, and in the next day or two they're going to start looking? But I say that in a again, she could be out, she could be alive, so I don't want to only speculate. But man, there's something. This seemed like this was definitely crime scene. One thing is also now this is what I was talking about. The garage. Look, the garage. That's where the flashes were coming from.
The garage.
Yeah, right.
Just keep it here for a minute. That's where the flashes were, in the garage. I think it's winding down out here, but I don't know. Everyone's camped out here as if something else could pop off. So I'm just gonna.
I feel like when those cameras out there like that, those news stations, they be knowing. They be like, hold on, we're going to give you an update soon. Like, they out there for a reason.
Hey, Brian, you have a good night. Thank you.
They looking for something.
Brian Edmonds leaving.
Somebody say Annie is a smooth criminal. Michael Jack. Oh my God.
AP. Associated Press. It's the AP. AP. That light's good.
Yeah, I hear a dog. I think that might be the neighbor dog or something. Who knows?
Recap is, we just see,
there he is.
What's going on, man?
We're a fan.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey.
What's going on?
How much we've been following
What's
you.
your name?
Ron and Asia.
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 Yeah.
Ron and Asia.
Yeah.
Hey, how
We
are you
just
guys?
moved from Florida. We were watching you
Yeah.
out there too.
That's how we found you.
Florida.
Ormond.
Ormond Beach.
Yeah. Yeah. We've been watching you for a while.
Nice.
I just
Why
missed
would the
you
FBI
earlier.
be back again?
So what they take out, I missed.
Well, he had some sort of poster board or some sort of folding table, white table or something. The other guy had some gloves. They were taking pictures.
Maybe paperwork or something.
Let me see if I can
And he had
find
gloves on.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
gloves.
live like 6 miles away.
Oh, you live 6 miles away?
Yeah.
Wow.
As soon as she heard that you were coming here.
Oh, nice.
She was on it.
Nice. I appreciate the follow. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I don't know. This is a crazy case, though.
A lot of
it makes no sense.
There are a lot of coyotes around here.
Yes. Oh, yes.
We've been hearing coyotes.
They're everywhere. Yeah. Yeah.
Will they come at you?
They're not really
Coyotes?
scared of people either.
No?
They'll just run right by you.
Really?
Yeah.
I've been hearing like
Yeah.
a bunch of coyotes.
Yeah. Oh yeah. They're everywhere. We live 6 miles down the street. Oh yeah, they run in packs everywhere. Yeah. You hear them howling and stuff. Oh.
Folks, I think it's winding down here for the night. I mean, a lot of people are like packing up. I'm just gonna kind of wait and see. You never know, because I headed back to my hotel from Nancy's home because we were out there when it got dark, and then this jumped off, and I jumped up. I instantly jumped up, and I got here pretty quick. So we at least know there's some major activity going on.
Is this Nancy's house or Annie's?
At least know what's going on. Somebody might be getting picked up soon, for real. Who knows what's going to happen at first light?
Yeah.
Let me see. Hold on.
Sheriffs at the house.
Does he say?
Sheriffs at the house of Annie and Tommaso.
This is Annie and Tommaso's house.
Authorities, some sort of agency, something like that. So, looks like some sort of search warrant going on or something. They're back at the house.
Yeah. I thought that house looked a little small.
Just text it to me and go back to your that's fine.
That's 600,000, 700.
So these are authorities. We'll see what they have and what they get. Come on in. YouTube dashboard.
It's okay that I get to break, bro. My phone is breaking.
You gonna be shocked if it's Anna and her husband? I'll be shocked if it's not.
All right, it is dark out here. So stay with me, folks. We understand what the heck is going on.
So they at the sister's
Or
house.
he's-
Oh, what do you mean? see him in the house. The house is completely pitch black right now.
You think they looking for like blood evidence? Like you turn out the lights and you looking for some type of blood or something, and they comb in that house? That would be crazy.
So this is here, I got the flashlight, I'm doing my best. So this is their security guard right here, right? So they're blocking the driveway. It looks like two white vehicles. One, a white pickup, and look, they're flashing lights inside the house. You can see, let's see if we can see. I can see like pictures. Like I can see them like, they're like taking pictures there or something in there. They're taking pictures in there. Because it does show the vehicles, and we're just going to stand by and see.
You said they took something.
That ain't house movement development.
What's that? Well, I think.
Hey, it's probably gonna be in the morning when they tell us why they were in that damn house. Let me see, cause I like JLR investigates, man.
Kidnapped, and so there's been some big ones, but obviously, you know, with the celebrity, it's a whole different. I mean, it.
Get through okay?
This is Nancy.
Who's this guy? Do I think it was shift change?
Is he a cop?
What's he doing? I think he's the hired bodyguards or the hired security, but somebody's going around on the property right now, and he's on the phone.
That's a fragile looking security guard.
I don't know what he's doing. Folks, I'm going to be out here bright and early in the morning, too, again. Here, this location in the morning.
What up, Philly? Should I go to Tucson and be there in the morning, man?
Who is he? Have you seen him before?
No, it's been a exchange of about 5 or 6 different characters.
Let's go investigate.
But, you know, that's where the doorbell.
Yeah.
And now it's not there, but there was right next to where the door is. There used to be. That's where the doorbell was placed, or the camera.
There he is here now.
Hier passiert. Es gibt viele Theorien. Die eine besagt, dass es sich um einen Stalker handelt, der es ganz bewusst auf die Mutter der Moderatorin Savannah abgesehen hat.
Dude, it's a media circus out here. Since it's going to be completely pitch black out here. Matter of fact, I'm going to plant my camera. I got a...
That's the crazy part. It gets so dark so quick.
For more now.
Let me see. Well, I don't think there's much more on this because
we received your message and we understand.
For their mother's release tonight, saying it's the only way they'll be at peace, and quote, "We will pay."
Yo, everybody thinks she's gone already. You read all these comments, it's just she's gone. They want her back for a celebration of life. Damn.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you for being with us tonight. I'm Eric Fink. The message from the three Guthrie siblings comes as we close out day 7 of the urgent search for Nancy Guthrie. The FBI and the Pima County Sheriff's Department says they are following up on any and all leads. Nancy Guthrie was last seen a week ago, last Saturday night, at around 9:45 at her home near Campbell and Skyline in the Catalina foothills. And after a very, very tense day yesterday, law enforcement spending a lot of activity late afternoon into the evening at Nancy Guthrie's home yesterday. Today, a very different scene. It was much more quiet. News 4 Tucson's Jacob Owens is live outside Nancy Guthrie's home in the foothills with the very latest tonight. Jacob.
Yeah, Eric, you're right. It was quite a contrast most of today. It was a mostly quiet day, and that was even after we saw this latest message from the Guthrie children. And as viewers heard, in that message posted to daughter Savannah Guthrie's Instagram, you can hear them acknowledging that they've received a message from the possible kidnapper or kidnappers, in addition to Savannah Guthrie saying, "We will pay." Now let's show you video. I said it's been mostly quiet. There was one incident earlier. You're seeing 2 Pima County Sheriff's deputies arrive here around 7. The deputy spoke with the private security individual who's here at the home and a man who has been documenting the scene. The security official told members of the press that everything's good, they're just checking in. Last night, however, as you mentioned, Eric, the road around Guthrie's home was temporarily shut down. We couldn't get this close, and that was done by authorities for follow-up work. That work included FBI officials, and at one point last night, I saw an investigator taking what appeared to be 2 packages from the scene. A canine was also spotted around 11 p.m. on Friday. But back to today, it was extremely quiet at the home, and one thing to note, the blinds are now closed at the home. The Pima County Sheriff's Department say investigators have not identified vehicles connected to the case nor persons of interest or suspects. It's unclear when we will hear more from the department because as of now, there are no scheduled media briefings, and Sheriff Chris Nanos is not doing any additional one-on-one interviews. Eric, to take you back here to what we're seeing right now, it remains quiet, and when we're talking about media briefings ahead, the department has made it clear if there is a major development in this case, they will immediately schedule a press conference. Reporting live on the
12 News.
Deadline. I got a feeling tomorrow there's going to be something. They got to give us something tomorrow before. They can't wait till Monday or after. They're going to give us something tomorrow.
Businesses that detectives have been visiting them, asking to see their surveillance video, something the sheriff's office says is standard practice in a case like this. Emotions are high 1 week after 84-year-old Nancy Guthrie in a Foothills community is left wondering where Nancy is and if she's still alive.
She was just very, very nice, very sweet woman.
Their worries come as Savannah Guthrie and her siblings Annie and Cameron addressed their mother's possible abduction. Retired Phoenix Police Commander Jeffrey Hines admits it's not the best look to close and reopen a crime scene repeatedly, but says it's a good sign investigators are being thorough.
Of course, you should have left the crime scene tape up. Of course, everybody knows that. They didn't. They accept that. As soon as the FBI came and said, hey, we need to go back and reprocess the scene, the crime scene tape went up again. Okay, it could have been smoother. Okay, let's focus on did they find anything additional that is going to help locate the bad guys here.
This time, investigators towed a blue SUV from the garage. NBC News.
That was Nancy's Subaru.
Confirmed it belongs to Nancy. The sheriff's office says they are reviewing evidence and at this time will not confirm or release details regarding what is being analyzed. We know they're also searching neighbors' properties.
3 FBI guys up my driveway behind my house.
Laura Gargano tells me she submitted several tips to law enforcement, knowing the smallest details could lead to Nancy.
Just can't understand how this happened.
And the FBI is offering a reward, $50,000, to anyone who helps bring Nancy home or helps lead to an arrest in this case. They're asking for you to call them directly at 1-800-CALL-FBI. Live in Tucson, Gabriela Becerra, 12 News.
Gabby, thanks. Meanwhile, the clock continues to tick. And as the search for Nancy Guthrie continues, be sure to download 12 Plus on your...
Nobody downloading that app. Listen. Annie was going to cry. Did you notice all the houses, but you didn't see them in some views? Simple. Nancy was out of sight, out of mind. Yeah, but once I found out, I thought that too. But once I found out that she been had that house, like way before Savannah was famous, she had that house since Savannah was between 2 and 4 years old. Her and her husband bought that house. Maybe Savannah helped them add some renovations and keep it up and expand it, but she had that house. So do you go back to if your mother already has a house in whatever town, in a safe city, right? She ain't in the hood or nowhere. She probably would have moved out of there. I'm sure she would have moved out of there. But you're already in a upscale neighborhood. You grew up there, went to high school there, grew up, all your memories there. Do you all of a sudden be like, okay, mom, I'm rich. People may come after you for some reason. I'm gonna put a bunch of security cameras up, this and that. But she already had the other daughter and the son-in-law living next to her. So I kind of give her some slack. It'd be way different if Savannah took her mom from a little house and put her in this big ass house by herself, and then didn't do nothing for her or give her no security system. I think she should have still did it. I'm sure she will. If she get her mother back, like, you won't be able to fucking come down that street without them seeing you probably. But she was already in that house, so they probably didn't even think of it. Nothing probably ever happened. It's Tucson, Arizona. She basically grew up there since a kid. Like, I can get why she probably, like, she got caught slipping. They got caught slipping. That's how you put it. They got caught slipping. Yep. Well, we're going to end that. Thanks for stopping by, Cave Dwellers. Like, share, subscribe, all that, man. I'm definitely going to go on this tomorrow. I expect something. I expect something to happen, like press conference worthy. And they explained to us why the hell they put out that video saying we will pay. Like, that I feel like that really was for us. That wasn't for the ransom people. That was like for us or some type of weird show. I don't know what it was, but let me know.